I was trying to see if I could sneak it in on him. Hello, Hip Keepers. I'm Spike.
I'm Chris.
That is still Chris. Another episode of Geeking Out. All right, big boy. I've had my say, so I'm done. We just did the episode on British mysteries on BritBox and Acorn. If you get a chance, you should check some of them out. Go check out the episode. Make some notes. Go check out those mysteries. Even if you're not a mystery fan, some of those you're going to like. Chris here is trying to figure out what we're going to talk on this episode. I'm still two episodes behind on post-production, and he's wanting to do a third one for this week. It's Easter Sunday as we record this, by the way, and he still hasn't figured out, and he's shaking in rage right now because he doesn't know when the hell he's going to start.
Okay.
So
I'll do my binge
and
watch stuff.
I will keep talking until he decides, we're going to do binge watching?
Yeah, because I know, this is what I had, okay? I had a list of
this is what he had.
Worst movies that people love, but we don't. But he never made a list of that. I got my own list.
Well, hey, let's go ahead and do that. Just go ahead and give me your list, and I'll give you mine.
I had best actors of all time, dead or alive. Shows that don't age well, and binge watch stuff that TV and on YouTube.
See, this is what people love. You compile these lists and I tear them apart.
I'm just like, no! Because we decided we was going to do tons of episodes to last over at least a good couple of weeks.
We were going to do tons of episodes to last over a couple of weeks.
Oh, I see. Turn it around on me. I see how it is.
Hey, I can't turn it around on you if you didn't have it turned right to begin with. Nyaga. Anyway.
Alright, so which one are we doing now?
Well, pick one. Okay, the shows that don't age well, let's say. You said you had a list of those?
Something just... Bzz. What bzz?
Sorry, it's one of the birds outside. Oh, yeah.
I couldn't think of any good shows.
Okay. Out in the country.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay, you tell me this. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what these are, and I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Okay, we'll do worst movies that people love, and...
Oh, this is going to take a while. Go ahead.
No, it's not a big list. It's not actually a big list.
Not yet, until I start chiming in on it.
But these are movies that people really, really loved. I just didn't like. And there's one in this that I'm probably going to get a lot of hate from.
Say it, boy.
I just want to say it.
Say it, boy.
Okay, so
say it, boy.
First on my list
you have to wait for that one, by the way.
First on my list is $1 Million Baby, which is directed by
Clint
Eastwood. About boxer and all that stuff. There's Morgan Freeman and
now that's the Selma Hayek.
No, not Selma Hayek.
Selma
Hillary Swank. That's what. Hillary Swank. Yeah.
That had nothing to do with the Selma one.
I don't know.
Anyway,
it was a weird.
And that was the one about the chick fighter who gets pregnant, right?
She didn't get pregnant. She got paralyzed, and he pulled the plug.
Oh.
Spoilers.
Oh boy, I missed that one altogether, didn't I?
I don't know. It was a movie that everybody made a big deal. To me,
Well, obviously I didn't care because I didn't even know what the plot was. But
yeah.
Sorry, Clint. I love you to pieces, but these altruistic things of yours. Anyway, so $1 Million Baby is the Skids, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, First Man.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me what that one is. I don't remember.
First Man is a movie that came out I think a year ago.
This about them landing on the moon?
Yeah, it was about Neil Armstrong and stuff like that landing on the moon. I was excited about it because that story hasn't been told like it should, I thought. And well, I mean, this is stuff that I learned in history class and all that. So, going to see this movie, I was kind of expecting kind of like a Apollo 13 type of movie. And all I got was the sound of silence. Pretty much. This movie was horrible. This movie was more than horrible. Just worst movie I've ever seen. Well, not worst movie I've ever seen, but it sucked. Mostly because it had, shoot, I can't remember his name. Anyway, the whole movie was just so quiet. I mean, literally. They made Buzz Aldrin like a horrible guy. Neil Armstrong an a-hole. It was just horrible movie. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Horrible movie. Too much silence. I heard people munching in the background because there was so much silence in that movie. Like if somebody gave you a script of the words that was to be said in the movie, it was probably like 5 pages long. And that was it.
Don't make movies about things they make PBS documentaries about. Repeatedly. Okay? Believe me, if it wasn't for the moon landing, PBS wouldn't have had half their programming between then and now. Anyway.
Yeah.
What else you got? I'll grant you that one. That one. Those first two.
Gone with the Wind.
The Carol Burnett version was much, much better. And a lot more tightly told.
I agree.
Blah. Go ahead and bury yourself. Why?
There was so much whining going on in this movie. I could not take it no more. My ears could not take it no more. I wanted them to... I don't recommend violence on women at all.
But these chicks...
need to be smacked. And told to shut up. Because that's all that went on throughout the whole movie. Whine, whine, whine. And more whining. And by God, the stereotype of African American slaves... I can't remember what her name is, but good Lord, her voice, it was like hearing chalk, that screeching on a chalkboard.
Ain't birthing no babies.
It was just like, oh my goodness, tell her to shut up. Like it hurt my ears. It was, oh my goodness.
Gone with the Wind.
Horrible.
To a modern audience, they've been trained... Basically, they've been taught to ignore the actual plot and focus on the characters. Gone with the Wind is like Jim Crow the movie. Okay, you've got your Southerners who are pure of heart, virtuous, having to make do because that wascally Northerner came through and burned Atlanta, and oh, clutch the pearls. And there's poor old Mammy in the back trying to make shortening bread and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Look, D.W. Griffith did Birth of a Nation, and whoever did Gone with the Wind. Y'all stop it, because it's that crap that perpetuates the Southern stereotype. Not just the stereotypes that Southerners believe, but that other people have of the South. Being a bunch of whiny losers who absolutely refuse to accept what happened and continue to insist, I'll never be hungry again. Oh, yes, you will, because you live in a burnt-out shell of a town. And believe me, in about a century, in the century around the year 2000, y'all ain't going to recognize Atlanta no more. Anyway. So, yes, I agree with you. You're on 3. You're 3 for 3.
It was horrible.
Well done, lad. This is 3 for 3 is about the best you've ever done.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I could see Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel was one of those, it was one I had high hopes for, because after watching what happened in Infinity War, you're like, okay, we need somebody to come and beat Thanos' butt. And then, of course, Marvel movie, so hey, this is going to be good. Then it had woke moment written all over it. There was no story. There was no plot, period. The acting was horrible. You had no idea what was going on because it was playing back and forth. It's like one moment she's strong enough to take on a whole army, and then she's like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. It's like, really? Seriously. It's just, it was horrible.
Sorry, I'm already over here yawning just remembering Captain Marvel. It's 2 hours of my life I ain't getting back.
It was, yeah.
Back when we've actually done this show long enough. We actually reviewed this when it came out.
Yes.
And I called it at the time, Mary Sue the movie.
It was.
Because she could do no wrong. Oh, she'd get a broken nail somewhere, and then she'd punch a planet to make it better and stuff. Mary Sue, Little Miss can't be wrong. What? The movie.
I mean, usually you try to find some type of connection with these characters. And what gets me is that it showed that she gets bullied, sexually put down by guys, which basically all they did was hit on her. Like, that's it. And all this stuff. But she got back up. It shows her getting back up. It's, like she cannot be pushed down. So due to the fact that she can take care of herself, why do we need to feel sorry for her? There is nothing there to feel sorry for. And then you find out, oh, the one person she does care about is actually the bad guy who actually died or took place of... I don't know, honestly. I really have no idea. The good guys are actually the bad guys, and the bad guys are actually the good guys. It was all over the place. You could tell that it was 2 people doing this movie, which it was 2 directors. And it's like, well, I have an idea. Let's put all this cool stuff in this. And it was like, yeah, and I have an idea. Let's do all this. Now what we have to do is like try to merge our ideas together and see what happens. No plot.
Now, did I fix this movie? Every once in a while I'll fix a movie where you can tell the movie's just, they're marking time. So I had to fix a movie. Did I fix this movie?
No.
Okay, you want me to fix this movie real quick? I can fix
Sure,
this movie real quick, okay? We keep the first half of the movie, okay? And Carol, I think is her name. And she's getting slapped around. She's doing this. She's doing that. She's trying to get everything done. Now, right up to the point where we meet the little girl, okay?
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was Monica Rambeau. The little girl Rambeau, whatever her name is. Yeah, Rambeau. With an E-A-U at the end, by the way, not an O. Anyway, so Carol sits up there, and she's standing up to all these warriors and everything. She's doing great. And then you got the little girl Rambeau. She's running around. And Carol goes over to protect her from whatever's coming. And whatever's coming punched a hole in Carol. And Carol's dying. So all of a sudden, Little Miss Can't Be Wrong is wrong. And she grabs hold of I'm just going to call her Monica, grabs hold of Monica's hand, transfers all the power she had into this little girl. So now the little girl is Captain Marvel. And she's got to save the planet. Now, of course, she's always worshipped Carol from afar. Now she's got all this power and stuff. And so now you got a 12-year-old girl trying to save the planet from this alien invasion. It's that one little twist, and all of a sudden, that film is not on this list anymore. And then actually,
there's so much you could actually do to make this movie a whole lot better, but they just did not know how to do it.
That's true. That's true.
Which I'm really glad that after watching the movie and then Endgame came out, you were like, oh, she's only in it for just a little bit. Thank God. I was like, thank you. But
so what we got next?
Alright, I'm going to get a lot of hate from this, but I want you guys to understand, okay? I have total respect for this guy. I have total respect for what he has done for our country and everything. No, seriously, I mean, people really praised him when this movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
The movie I could not stand was American Sniper. This movie was made by Clint Eastwood, based on the real guy, I think his name is Chris Klein, who is a real American hero for what he has done. And when this movie came out, like, people worshipped him and this movie. I did not get to go to the theaters to watch it, but everybody was like, you gotta watch this movie, you gotta watch this movie, and everything. I did my research on him and stuff like that, and again, I have nothing against the man. I think he was fantastic. He is a hero and all that. Some people called him a coward for what he did too. So when I finally watched the movie, it was not what I actually expected. I don't know. I guess because of who he was, everybody says that it was a good movie. Who he is defines who he is, not the movie. The movie, to me, just didn't explain enough about who he was. It just concentrated on what he did. And that was pretty much it. I did not like this movie. But it was also during that time where it was like, I was kind of afraid to admit that I didn't like the movie because somebody's going to like punch me and say, you're not American. So that's what it felt like. I mean, everybody like literally like really worshipped this. So, I'm sorry.
So, let's go over this list again. Just read the list down to me for a second, because I want to see if I'm actually hearing this right.
All right.
Because I'm not going to comment on American Sniper yet. Go ahead.
$1 Million Baby.
Yeah.
American Sniper.
Yeah.
First Man.
Yeah.
Gone with the Wind. Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Could you say there were politics involved in all 5 movies? Even if the movie itself was not about politics, could you see political views being expressed in these films?
In 3 of them, yes.
Man, what was the first one again?
$1 Million Baby.
Okay, that's a... She's a fighter, she's trying to be female empowered and stuff, and then she winds up on dead in a hospital bed.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, that one not so much political, although I guess you could consider that more of a libertarian point of view of pulling the plug and ending it. Go ahead.
American Sniper.
Which is a conservative's wet dream. Yeah, go ahead.
First Man.
Which goes back into the space race and the race against those nasty commies over in Soviet.
Gone with the Wind,
which is all about the Civil War, yeah.
And Captain Marvel.
Which is
female.
a woke Mary Sue masterpiece. That's the social justice warrior of the movie. Politics, when you're putting them into your works, never works. Okay? Keep your politics out of it. Keep your politics out of it. Keep your politics out of it, Dennis.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Keep your politics out of it. Gone with the Wind is a slog unless you're predisposed. You've got to like Harlequin romance to like Gone with the Wind, okay?
Right.
I know there are a bunch of guys out there who are going to say, yeah, but no. No buts. If you like Harlequin romance, you're going to like Gone with the Wind, because Gone with the Wind is a Harlequin romance with a big Hollywood-style budget. It's not a Hallmark Channel budget. It's a Hollywood studio budget. Okay. $1 Million Baby, like I said, that's the libertarian point of view on things. Couldn't care less. I mean, I have nothing against it. I'm sure it appeals to people. But Clint Eastwood, whether he likes it or not, he's putting more and more politics into his stuff. He's pointing out this and that. The empowerment of women can come with a cost.
I think I know the reason why I don't like $1 Million Baby is because she did all this to prove herself fine.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens to her, I just find so stupid. Because she gets paralyzed from the neck down by falling on a stool. Like the stool was laid down, and when she fell, it hit her neck, and that paralyzed her. She can't live like that no more, so he pulls the plug so she dies. And I'm just like, huh. Okay.
Now, if this had been a movie about a professional woman boxer who becomes pregnant and has to decide, does she keep boxing or does she keep the baby? That's what I thought $1 Million Baby was about.
Nope.
Give up your $1 million fight purse so you can keep the baby. I swear to you, this is
That
what
would
I
actually
first
be a
thought.
pretty good story, honestly, but it's
The,
not. I just
Stupid. Either way, I'm with your picks. I'm good with them. I'm going to add a couple onto it though,
Okay.
and this will.
Give it.
Oh boy, y'all ready for this? Okay, now we're talking about movies people think are good that are actually bad.
Yes.
Okay. Take a deep breath here. Take a deep breath.
Oh boy.
Take a deep breath. Deep breath. Take another deep breath. Relax.
Okay. All right.
Ghostbusters. Yes, I went there. Ghostbusters. With anybody but Bill Murray would have been a great film. It could have been a spectacular film. It's not that I hate Bill Murray, it's just this movie taught me to hate Bill Murray. His delivery,
Wow.
the way he interacts with his co-stars, not even the way his character is written, but the way he portrays it. Bill Murray trashed Ghostbusters. The film, with anybody else in his role, could have pulled this off so much better. Okay, I've had to hold my tongue on this for a long time, but other than that, like I said, spectacular film.
Shocked.
Practical effects are spectacular. I even liked Slimer a little bit. I always thought he was severely overrated, but hey, that's me. But if for the life of me, and this is not a joke, if you had taken Bill Murray and swapped him out and made him one of the dogs at the end of the, and you had Rick Moranis in as
Taking his spot.
taking his spot. Wow. I think, can you imagine how that film would have gone over? Because to see Rick Moranis, a guy who always plays the nebbish, a guy who always plays the put upon guy, the straight man, to see him swaggering around like a ladies' man, tossing off one-liners and stuff.
Wow. Yeah.
That Rick Moranis' career would have gone in an entirely different direction. And Bill Murray, like I said, if you doubt me, go watch Stripes, which was absolutely Bill Murray's vehicle, and tell me how funny that's supposed to be.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Bill Murray, surrounded by much better comedians on Caddyshack, was hilarious. Bill Murray on Ghostbusters was pathetic. So you can imagine, that's why I own Zombieland on DVD. The beloved bought me the copy because she thought I loved the movie. The movie's all right. The movie's
You
a good
just
movie.
like when he got shot.
It just, oh my goodness, it just gave me so much pleasure to see him get shot. I feel clean now. Okay, so there's that one. One more.
Okay.
This is also an 80s movie, okay? And you may not disagree with this one. E.T.
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 was a lousy movie. An absolutely putrid movie. Yeah, he's this cute little alien, he's cute ugly, and he's with this little kid, and he's just bicycling through the sky. Shut up. Now, ironically, this is Steven Spielberg, by far and away his most profitable movie he's ever made. And it put Reese's Pieces on the map, which I'll ever be eternally grateful for. But, storyline is idiotic. The pacing is glacial. The acting would peel paint off a wall. The musical score is still leaving a stink over the Burbank lot. And I lost all respect for Steven Spielberg as a man after that.
Wow.
And it destroyed Neil Diamond's career, by the way. Heartlight. He never recovered from that. So those are my contributions.
I mean, E.T., Ghostbusters,
You
I love Ghostbusters for what it is, but it has nothing to do with
the
Bill
cartoon
Murray.
series. Any episode of the cartoon series was better than the first two films.
I mean,
especially the second one.
I can
As
see
bad as
why
the first one was, the second one was worse.
I can see why they made Bill Murray the standout character in the Ghostbusters, because you had two total nerds. You really didn't want to hear them talk throughout the whole movie. Then you had Ernie Hudson's character, Winston, who needed to be more into the movie.
Let's face it, Ernie Hudson.
Honestly,
I love Ernie Hudson. I love Ernie Hudson. I love Winston Zeddemore. He was a cut and paste character in that entire movie.
You know what? I tell you what would have made it better. Okay? Okay, we tell their story about how they became Ghostbusters, okay? But then it would take a total different turn, and then you would have Ernie Hudson's story and how he gets into the Ghostbusters, you know? Like he's failed at something and now he's looking for work, so he's trying to struggle to get to this, and then he's like, man, these guys are crazy. But it would have more of him in it. So it would go, you would see it, when he joins it, you would also see it from his point of view of being with these kooky guys chasing ghosts through the city. That would actually make the movie a whole lot better, I think, to be honest.
It's too bad that zombie movie took the name World War Z, because here's my idea, okay? This kid's raised on the streets of L.A. He's struggling because at school he's not allowed to succeed. Out on the streets they treat him like dirt. He's got all this stuff. And then he starts seeing these things, and he's like, now he's wondering what's wrong with his sanity. Because he's seeing people in chains crawling out of the ground and stuff, and he can see right through them, but he can see they're there. And they're all coming after him, pointing at him. Like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your life? Why are you doing this stuff? And he's doing all this stuff. He can't figure out what's going on. And it's just one slog after another for about the first 45 minutes of this film. This needs to be an hour and a half film. You get to the halfway point. Something's got to happen. Something's got to turn. He goes up to the attic, and it belongs to his Uncle Winston. And he opens the trunk, and there's a proton pack inside with a little trap.
So this is like the third film.
He looks at it. He looks at those, and he's like, what the heck is this? What was Uncle Winston doing? And there's Uncle Winston. He's dead now, but he's there to talk to his grandson, his grandnephew, whatever. Here to talk him through what he went through and how to start fighting back, because something huge is about to happen to L.A. and he's the only one who can stop it right now.
Okay, so let me stop you there, because I understand where you're going with this for the third film, but that's what they're pretty much almost doing with the third film.
Yeah.
Except it's not Winston.
Yeah, I would set it in South Central L.A.
Right. So.
Because L.A.
Because I find the third one kind of interesting because it's in the countryside, and they're using someone who actually did die from the movie as the uncle. And
I'm not cussing anything about it. I'm just saying there's a different way to go about it.
Now, as for E.T.,
God, just throw cram some M&Ms down his throat and call it a day.
E.T. was good for what it is, but honestly, I would take Lilo and Stitch over E.T. any day. What? Lilo and Stitch is pretty much the same thing, except better.
Whatever. Okay.
Are you trying to...
I'll accept you. All right. You do you. You go right ahead. You win.
Unbelievable.
You win. You win.
Fine.
You win. Never mind that Claude 2 did it better. Anyway. Yeah, I went there. Went around the block, came right on back, ran over your dog. Yep. And your little alien E.T. too. Your little alien dog, your blue alien
Lilo
dog.
and Stitch was way better than E.T.
Your little Elvis vinyl record.
It was.
Shiznit. Twizzle sticks. Anyway, the whole thing about this episode was about movies everybody else likes that we hate.
I like Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, I hated Lilo and Stitch.
Oh my god.
And the truth comes out. I didn't like the TV series much either. It just never would end. Although I did like the sandwich making one. What was that, Phil? He was the little yellow one. All he did was, his only power was he was able to make sandwiches.
Yes.
Really good sandwiches. Oh now that they could have made a series about. So he's shot. Yep, that was everything too, wasn't it?
No, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we just wrap this one and see if we dare make another episode of this for this week?
Yes, and actually, I will pay you $20 to do another episode plus the podcast.
We'll see about that. So until next time, I'm Spike.
I'm Chris.
That's still Chris. And this is, for now, Geeking Out. We'll see if we both survive to the next episode.
I don't know if it was my white shirt or what, but I leaned this way and the camera just lit up a little bit, like it was like a bright light was shining on it.
The blinding flash of the obvious right there.
Ooh.
Next time, y'all.
God bless you.
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole.